Greetings, and once again, welcome back to the Insanity and the new mall that is still very much under construction. In the last episode, I started working on this mall, and in this episode, my plan is to finish it. Obviously. Wait. I probably need them to go there. And in this episode, I plan on continuing this little setup with the fluid central over here. Let's just see that LTN has recognized it. Yes, it is aware that we need 30,000 steam. And let's see then. Steam, you can go here, please. Not sure if it should be less than 0 or more than 0, but it should be one of them. And then let's see where we can actually find some steam. So it seems like it steams like we have a lot of steam here. Sorry, I just had to make that into a pun. So let's see if the pipe extent is enough. And then let's showcase the magic of this, because now we have a fluid central here. Let's add a fluid central over here. Somewhere. Small electric pole. You know what? Sure. I am pretty confident that I can move you a bit. And now let's see. I need a few, or rather one pump at least. And then I need actually I need my robots to start doing stuff. I don't need to do stuff, robots can do stuff. Why do I not have a constant combinator? Because I don't have one. And this should not request steam. It should simply say that you should actually do nothing. But this should be added to here. So you are now aware that you have 10k steam, which 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, please. I hope that at least one of these will. Okay, maybe how about we do something like this then? Oh, come on. Yeah, you might need to stay here for a while. No! And here we should say that if steam is, what is it? More than 0. But the problem is that you do currently not have direct access to this thing, so I need to drag it there first and then there. Very well. And then I also remember that we should most definitely here have a a provide threshold of 20,000? No, of 25,000, of 30,000. And a request threshold of 30,000. Just so that we know that there is actually space in the machinery or whatever. Why did you stop? Oh, you are done or something. And here we need to check what the value is. Is it still gonna be positive or is it gonna be negative or what is it gonna be? How is it gonna work? -1. Ta-da! We have successfully transferred steam. Which is a very, very good... What are you doing here now again? Ah. You are not actually here, you are just passing by. And please wait over there instead, please. Actually, I might want to add a couple of more signals over here. You can have one of those, you can have one of those, and then we can have one of those, nope, those, and those, and those. And this will just have to stay like this until we have more of the pumps that we need. And speaking of pumps, that's exactly what I'm going to get in my new mall. And now you might wonder, why did you transport steam over here? Well, because I have learned that some things are very, very hungry for steam. Let's see. Do we have a requester anywhere? Yes, we do. Green there and output there, okay. So we need a way for the signals to come from, which is up here now, because that's what I decided. And then we need a way for the other signals to come, which is over here, because that's what I decided. And then we need and that's the wrong... Wait. No, it's not the wrong. It is correct. Okay, red. But now I'm mixing them up. Red less than 0, green more than 0. And set filters. And this is why you need a bunch of steam. And then we need the traditional forwarding of signals, which should actually be a bit easier now. Let's see. Actually, there's two kinds of forwardings we need. One for forwarding the items and one for forwarding the requests. Are you kidding me? It's right there. So for everything less than 0, I'll put everything. And then nope, this should be a filter for those things. Where again, I guess we can kind of use these things. Guess there's no harm in that, despite the fact that they are quite costly. Hey, you robots. Thank you. And this one I would like to place a bit over there so that I can see more clearly where the signals are going. And then you have this go here so that you can say that red less than 0, green more than 0. Output each one. If it is there and it's wanted here. I'm trying to remember and also kind of not lock myself just to my memory, but try to figure out how it was that this was done again. So if I am not mistaken, we should actually maybe have this a bit further away, because we should not build things too close to the railway. Mm. Ha 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 ha. And yes, we are probably gonna need more fluids here, because we do need some fish oil, among other things, for mall-related activities. And I'm most definitely going to need lubricant sooner or later. That is, as soon as I have... Wait, it is actually... It should actually potentially already be possible to make it. But now then, now I'm going to need to focus on the other part of the mall, which is to actually make stuff. So I'm going to need a bunch of these things that are over here, but I'm going to need or want to set them up differently. So, what circuits do I need? I guess I can still have that. That makes actually very much sense to have. And then I do probably want this kind of forwarding chain. And then the question is, should I just use these sheds? Because those are quite small. And there I could use, but is it going to be efficient? Because I have pretty damn slow inserters. Or do I want to use shunt loaders? And if I wait a minute, shunt loader might actually be interesting because it aligns very well with what I have here. But then I'm going to need a big pipe there, and then I'm going to need one combinator for forwarding and one for like setting up the requests, so to speak. But this might work. Then the question is, how should we insert things? But I guess that will have to be a mechanical inserter. Or a faster inserter once I have a few more of those. I feel like this, I would have liked this episode to have been 100 episodes ago or something. But I did not have nearly at all this technology back then. Especially not the combinators. Or the amount of materials. This is episode 103. So God knows if so like 100 episodes ago, I don't even think I had iron production properly. Those were the days. Okay, anyway, enough of a distraction. Or not. Wait, why am I... Exactly. There are better ways. Okay. Those there, that there. Then I would like these things to go a bit further closer to here. Say something like here, question mark? And then how should I start this thing? I mean, I do need it to be like that for sure. And then I can have a few belts there. And here I do have that, so I can actually set that up just like that. And then I will have an output here of things, and that should kind of more or less go preferably back into everything. And then I need power, obviously. And then I guess I just need to set it up. So you have wait a minute. You read ingredients. Can I use this somehow? Or do I need to use my good old-fashioned copy pasting? So you need ingredients. What are your values? You have positive values. So in that case, I would need to invert them. Or at least I would need to invert something. But that's gonna cost me a lot. Ugh. Times -1, output, and everything. And also, how's that gonna work with like all of this? But I guess I can add one extra thing there, which would then have the possibility to go there. But do I want to have this set up? That's the question. The good thing is that I can just change things at will. So you can go there, you can go there, you -1, you will then be a red value there, and then I also need to have a green value there with the actual contents of it. And then you no, wait, you should not be a green wire to that one, you should be a green wire to the next one. You should be a green wire to here. Green wire from there. Yes, for that one. And you should have a green wire to that one, because this one will control what this one outputs. So, red less than 0, green more than 0. Output everything red, green, 1, whatever. Set the filter. And then you set the filter over here with the exact same logic. And you just say that everything less than 0, output everything, which then gets forwarded here. Which then gets forwarded here, which then gets forwarded here. Or something. -3, loop, loop, loop. Ah. And I need a water break. Okay, I'm fine. And here we need to have this little speciality. Actually, I guess here I shouldn't really filter whatever comes from here. Because here I just want to unload everything. Anything that comes, I'll just unload it. So skip this part. Don't set filters. Don't use filters. Thank you. Everything less than 0 outputs -200 or something. Just tell me that, hey, I need this stuff. And then probably add a constant combinator with a little request threshold priority, actually. Where's my trains? Why is nothing coming? Okay, that's why. No trains in the depot, which is kind of exactly what all these things are alerting me about. I would kind of like to know if this is working now or not. There's one train that should now be ready. We have another train here, which should now also maybe be ready. Will I get anything? That's the question. Plates, mall. Yes, thank you. Okay, at least I got something. Or am getting something. Then I just need to check how far are you getting it. Because I have a feeling that there's still a little way to go. Iron plates incoming, thank you. I have to say that I do not regret switching back to good old-fashioned TLN. Oh my god. LTN, goddammit. Things are really so much easier than having to fix with all other stuff. Okay, okay. And then the question is, do you actually... Yes, you do create another thing. And you actually go directly there. Perfect. What about fuel? What about fuel? Well, I have an idea actually. That will not change anything too much. This idea is basically add one of these things and say I guess I want wood. Let's add 3 wood into the mix. Because then this one will think that, oh, I have an ingredient of 3 wood as well. Okay, let me request that. Bloop, 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 bloop. And then all that is progressed. Damn, that is slow. And then all that is progressed, and then right, that's the thing that I do not have. Stupid me. And the question is, should I start actually making wood, or should I just... I mean, I do want wood at some point somewhere, but I guess maybe... Sure. Log. good thing is actually that I don't even need to actually process the logs, it will just work. Even though it is beneficial, of course, if they are processed, because then I get more fuel value out of them, but I just want things to work now. And it's not like they're, or maybe they are actually. Might be a bit waste of fuel if I do this. But, I mean, in a way, I do have a mall. I should be able to automate the fuel process here. But at least now you should get some logs there. And you do, 4 megajoules. That's... Damn, this is... Oh, right, that's why it's so slow, of course. So if I would add a bunch of splitters over here, then it would be faster. Bloop, 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 bloop. Significantly faster. Okay, then the question is, first of all, am I happy with this setup? And then is it time to scale it? That will work, that will work. That will work. That will work. Assuming you actually have some power, of course. And now you're just filling up those things. And you're even actually producing pipes. Right, then I need to have... You should only be enabled if I'm missing pipes. So if I have a red wire from somewhere, maybe here, saying that, yes, please do give me pipes, then you should be active. Otherwise, you should not. And right now, you don't have anything that is saying that you should have that, so... Use filters. No, don't use filters. No one told you to use filters. So, okay, how is this gonna work if we start scaling it? I mean, yeah, right now it's kind of stupid because it thinks that it should just make those things everywhere. And also there might most likely be a better way to kind of set up this, to structure this, because this is taking up 3 combinators per machine. That's a bit ridiculous, I feel like, because a lot of these things, maybe, hopefully, are gonna need kind of more or less the same things, like simple circuit boards, iron plates, small parts, all that. So I'm not entirely happy kind of with the resource cost of things. And oh, I have a new locomotive. Thank you. But I guess that it's... I mean, I know from experience that yes, that setup will work, and can work, and does work, and all that. And right, if I battery, copper cable, simple circuit board. So okay, it would cost me a bit less in simple circuit boards if I would only use the constant combinator and just use the copy pasting mechanism instead of this. But the thing is that this, I mean, it seems to work. It seems to scale pretty well. So what if we just scale it? Now, of course, the thing is that it's just thinking of the same things over and over again. So what if we kind of... Yes, I know it's nothing to copy. That's fine. Everything works. It is as it should be. Then I'm going to need to actually start making the things that I actually need. Like combinators. First rule of a mall is to always start with the things that you need in order to make the mall. So like pipes, that's something I need. Decider combinators, arithmetic combinators, constant combinators, even though I don't actually need it, but just because it's so related to the combinator thing. And then what else? Small electric poles, obviously, preferably using treated wood because I believe that's cheaper. Copper cable, obviously. Iron chests. Assembling machine. Shunt loader. There's a lot of things when you think about it involved in a mall. And with that comes transport belts, of course. Well, I needed transport belts either way. And once again, I would prefer to have it the other way, using this. And with that also comes this, the belts. Oh, stop it. I think I can actually copy this one when I need it. Let's see. Pipes I have, shunt loader, yada yada yada, electric poles, yada yada. I need fuel. Why do you start from so far away? Yep, here we have here we have materials. Materials incoming. Now please go get me some batteries. Although I'm not sure I actually have batteries. What are you missing? You're missing laboratory instrument because you are missing rubber, which you are missing because you are missing steam. Yeah, that kind of makes sense, I guess. Because I disabled that steam not so long ago. Please have power. Fluff, 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 fluff. Okay. And now we're actually using pipes for something. Why do I need pipes? Is pipes used further down the chain here somewhere? Yes, it's used for the shunt loaders, of course. Haha. So it's working. Then eventually I'm going to need lots of other stuff. I was just about to ask, why are you not passing on the iron stuff? It seems like this setup is mostly working pretty fine. Now why am I missing batteries? Where am I making batteries? Here. I am most definitely missing batteries. Also, it might be time to start using the lamp placer. Although I don't have that many lamps and I don't have that many robots or roboports. Ugh. That might be the next step to cover my base in roboports. It seems like I'm missing manure, antimony, and stuff. And lead. Lead as always. Always with the lead. Oh wow, got quite a bit of pressurized steam by now. If only I could use it for regular steam as well or something, I guess. Speaking of which, how are we doing now with the steam? Not too bad, not too bad. Yeah, here it looks really good. Good, very good. Minus 30. Wait. No, this is not right. This is not right. You are not taking into... You're not taking these into account. You're just not taking those into account. At least now you will be stuck there and forced to unload it. So, I need lead and I need to sneeze. It appears the sneeze came first. What a surprise. Hmm. Okay, and you're gonna trash some soot, I guess. How much do we have left here? About 50. And then there's those. So still a bit. Still a bit. But here I need rubber. For that I need the steam. How about we take a little break from the mauling or something? Stop that. And focus on the steam issue we have down here. Plop, 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 plop. Somewhere over here. Yes, robot, you may work again. Steam. Yes, thank you. Please fill this one up. Because that also helps me solve that issue. And this is gonna run out very, very quickly, probably. Compact low capacity tank, you say, but you know what? I'm not so sure about that. So right now I have quite a bit of steam here. And as soon as I just connect this part, that will not be true anymore. Like now. But I believe I do need this process running in order to get some of this rubber, which I need to get more science. Here we go, congratulations, you have just gotten one more inserter. So then the thing is, do I want a permanent Steam requester somewhere around here? I'm guessing I might actually. I'm guessing I might. Do I have the space for it? That's the question. Well, if I could start using the second row here of rails, then yes, I would, but I'm not sure that's ready to be used yet. What does this say? 64. That's a start, actually. But the problem is that I do not know if I'm... Stop that! Rails are very valuable, very valuable. Well, I guess I could kind of have it turn around a bit here, but then the problem would be over here, where I would then need it to turn around again, and that might be a bit of a complication, to say the least. But I do find it solvable. But it's gonna look like crap for a while. And it's by no means any permanent solution, which means that it's perfect. Yeah, don't ask. Please close your eyes. Or something. Ha 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 ha. So then the problem is that we have this bloody machine built in the middle of absolutely everything. And this kind of needs more or less to be there. With the keyword naturally being more or less. No one has killed any electric pole here. Don't know what you're talking about. Nothing to see here. Okay, now we're out of steam again, of course. There will be no more cars passing through here, that's for sure. And then this one has become empty. So now you just need the steam, but we can try giving you a bit of coke. I think you made that. And then here we have well, it's a station. Messy station for steam. And here I will be perfectly happy if you just have one of these little things together with a pump, together with a constant combinator, thank you very much, together with some power, of course, together with a red wire. Request threshold. 20,000 maybe. Steam. Minus 25,000. Thank you. You should only take steam. And then you can insert this right here, I believe. And then the problem is that the train can't get out yet, but I will fix that. What belt is this? Ah! Okay, at least we have some more nearby. No, stop that. Give me that. Thank you. Beautiful, isn't it? Don't say anything. It gets the job done for now, I think. Because now I do have steam here. But I am most definitely going to want more steam here. 28. Okay, what do you say, LTN? 26 stations, control signals. Mall. Why do I have 2 malls? I shouldn't have 2 malls. West Pick. Oh, it's sorted. Messy station for Steam. 26,000. 20,000. Provided requested. You're requesting 26,000. Okay. But I guess the problem is that in our inventory we got nothing right now. Which kind of makes sense. I mean, we have noticed a Steam problem for quite a while, so no surprise there. At least now it should move sort of forward every now and then in periods or in I don't know. Is that it maybe for this episode? Guess it might be. I still do not have any. Things are still a bit of a chaos actually. Okay, I do have some lead now. Yay. Which might mean that there might have been some. Yeah, there was a lead delivery just a little while ago. Where are stuff coming and going? Oak farming, borax drop-off. Borax is quite popular. Maybe no surprise there. But shouldn't it be possible to click here? Have that has that stopped working? It should be possible to click here. Okay, I will have to look at it. Yeah, I guess we shall just see what happens maybe. I would like to have the science finished. Also, yes, this actually should be here. Never mind. Also the lead science later on, so that I can start fixing, working on stuff. I want lead and tin processing, so that I can maybe migrate that and then clean up the rest of the mess eventually at some point, hopefully, maybe. We will see. That's kind of my long-term plan, more or less, for the time being. Fix Steam, I guess I sort of have fixed that, but I kind of need to provide more Steam. And that should maybe be over here or somewhere. Although now you are actually just about to provide some Steam. Thank you. I like the looks of this. So I am okay with adding a question mark after that one. Pick up Moondrop, what? Oh, you should be removed. And then the thing is that I would very much like to why do you have 826 pipes? Why do you have 826 pipes? Oh, that's why. And it's the same here and the same everywhere. Why can't I not? Is there any way I can kind of get the picker thing like here? I would like to I would like to have two windows open at the same time. I believe this is why I added the copy paste mod. Don't use filters. Don't use filters. Don't use filters. Don't use filters. Um, don't use filters. See? Like that. That's how it's supposed to be. That's the shunt loader. Then but now I'm kind of like, now I need to do this copy pasting anyway. Because I can't control these inserters that automatically. So I'm kind of screwed either way. So I might actually go back and use constant combinators. Once I have the production of constant combinators working successfully, of course. Alright, now that should help us stop wasting so much pipes. As I was saying, thank you for watching and see you in the next episode.